Hey there guys, it's your favorite backyard geographer. I was out in the garage going through my junk and I thought of you. You know, the magic began back in 1987 when Glendale, California welcomed the first ever Disney store, but the adventure continues today around the world. I remember visiting my local pink and green design Disney store, and as a kid I just remembered how bad I wanted to be part of the magic. But the only way to be part of it is to dress like it in your official Disney costume. Join me today on a journey to visit and to see the evolution of the official Disney Store Castmember costume. The first store design was called Hollywood, and it was opened up in Glendale, California in 1987. For those first 7 years, they had a very distinct costume. It was from 1987 to 1994. It was a turquoise Letterman sweater with gray pleated skirts for the ladies and pants for men. It was a wool sweater. I don't have that one, so if you have one, let me know. Now, in 1995, they transitioned to this costume, which is, again, a sweater version, but it was a lot lighter. The men would have had a white dress shirt underneath, and this is from 1995 to about 2000. Now, this one was actually mine. Between 2000 and 2004, they introduced the denim shirt. Notice the little design here with the Mickey. The buttons say Disney on them. You had the option between short sleeve and long sleeves. When I worked at my first Disney store, this was my first costume when I got hired in 2002. Well, I left there and I went to work at Disney Studios. They had a little store in the studio lot, and this was the official Walt Disney Studios cast member costume. So it says a logo there, Burbank 1940. Now this shirt itself, they had this until about 2012. So they had this from probably 2002 to 2012. But going back to Disney stores in your local mall, after the denim shirt, they introduced a red shirt when the Disney stores transitioned to what was called Hoop Retail, or part of Children's Place. Then when it came back to Disney, they introduced this. This was the costume between 2008 to 2014. It's a blue and white gingham. They also had a polo if you were doing stock. But what was neat about this was the accessory, and notice the belt with the color. And again, this was my costume. After this costume though, they introduced probably one of my favorites. This is the costume that was released between 2014 and moving forward into 2019. They're about a 4 to 5 year stint for all the costumes. This one in particular that I loved, it came with the vest. You had either a long sleeve or a short sleeve. Notice the detail with the Mickey here as well. But with the vest, you had the option between a bow tie or you could wear a necktie. And, you know, traditional in Disney fashion, if you look real close, there's little Mickey Mouses on the tie itself. They also elevated the vest by adding a red stitching down here. And other details that I just thought were so fun was that notice the pattern on the long sleeve. On the inside above the neck, you can see it has the bigger gingham. Well, that gingham is the same that's in this shirt and backwards and vice versa. They have the smaller pattern. So just really the detail was what was really exciting about this costume. And then, more recently, introduced in 2019, was a more simple design, but still elegant in that sense, of more of a tighter gingham itself. You know, again, with a little Mickey Mouse there on the collar, the button there. So again, just very simple, but nice and clean. Other stores have specifically and specially designed costumes, you know, such as the P-30 more recently and Disney Baby, but maybe you worked at one of the first designs, Pink and Green, Imagination Park, P-30, Mickey's Kitchen, the Walt Disney Gallery, the ESPN store. And what about the women? I don't have any of those costumes. Be sure to click like, comment below, subscribe, and we'll talk soon. And I thought of you. You know, oh, okay, I wasn't standing in the right spot.